Hey everyone, I'm Ko2K with Curtain Jerk Scott Narver,
Hello.
and we wanted to talk about Child of Light,
Yes.
Ubisoft's Child of Light.
Mm-hmm.
Very
It's
good
a great game.
2014, so we're a little bit late, but we
It's
finally
never
got
too
to
late
play.
for a good game.
No, it's not, and it's kind of tragic that we couldn't talk about it sooner because we've been wanting to, but Scott's been busy making a movie.
Yeah. The one time that's ever occurred, and you're too busy playing other cool games.
This is true, but now we get to talk about Child of Light, and I've been waiting for someone to talk about it with. So, Scott, what are some of your positives when it comes to this game?
This game is enchanting, is how I'd put it.
That's a good word.
The music, the fact that there's no spoken dialogue, which doesn't detract from anything, because it's like a Legend of Zelda game feel sometimes when you're just getting text, but you're getting these really cool artist renditions of the characters as they speak, but everything's in rhyme, which is hypnotic and wonderful.
Yeah.
Like, it's just really, really, it pulls you in.
Completely, and the story is very storybook-like, obviously with reason. There's obviously the typical, the formula of a story with the princess and the father that loves her, and suddenly, betrayal and all that stuff. And it was kind of very emotional to play at certain moments.
They can take an old formula and make it fresh and new and interesting again.
Yeah, and the protagonist, obviously Aurora, she's amazing. And by the way, this is going to be super spoiler. If you guys haven't played it, well,
play it.
Crap, you should play it.
Pause this. Hold this on for a while.
10 chapters long.
And then go play the game.
The game is about 10 chapters long. It is 10 chapters long, but it's not that long to play depending on if you beeline to the end, like myself, or you like to roam.
Yeah, and level up and get all the powers and all the moves and all the abilities, which is really fun to do.
So once you beat the game, did you happen to play around again?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Yeah.
Once I beat it, I was done for a while, but this was a game where I knew I was going to play it again at some point.
So what are some of the surprises you had when you were playing the game?
Some of the surprises I had?
Yeah, like for me, I didn't expect her to grow up.
Right, I didn't expect that either.
That was
Aurora,
cool.
Princess Aurora, who's a small girl wearing a crown and has this gigantic sword that she has trouble holding up because it's a constant
Yeah.
She grows up.
Yeah, she completely grows up, and what do you think of the game mechanics of?
Well, I was going to tell you my surprise.
Yeah, go ahead.
Her stepsister.
Yes.
Is that right?
Her stepsister.
The sister that you meet along the way in the journey, who becomes part of your party, is evil.
A biatch.
Flat out evil. Like, in your party, you level her up. You can give her the tokens and stuff to make sure that she gets more powers. Mm-hmm. And then you don't have her anymore. She doesn't ever come back. It's not like you beat her and she sees her ways and comes back, which I thought was going to happen. Nope, not at all.
Yeah, you have
never in your party again.
Her. You have to fight her.
Yeah.
And she's pretty bad, pretty mean.
She's tough.
Yeah, did you ever feel like any of the main bosses were extremely tough? Like, did you ever die at any point?
There was one I died on.
The first one? Just kidding.
No, not the first one. There was one I died on. I can't remember which one. I felt they all presented the right amount of challenge.
Yes, I agree. I didn't feel like it was too difficult where you want to chuck your controller, but it was challenging enough to...
It's like, I'm not going to win.
Yeah.
Oh, I should have leveled up. I didn't know I could level up more. Yeah. Oh, I didn't know the boss was here.
And so when you were leveling up, what do you usually level up when you have the different options to strengthen?
Oh, like what was my route of trying to get
in general,
stuff?
Yeah. Are you more of a defense or a magic?
I was always trying to get more life points and more defense because I thought the attacks were pretty good as they were, and you could do with your little glowing orb friend.
What's his name? Well, you have.
I'll try and look that up.
And I thought that was really cool that you start off with just her, and then you have this little orb friend who continues to give you energy whenever you're weak, and you have two little plants during the fight sequences that will help you re-energize that. And I thought that was really neat game mechanics. Everything about it was great, and it felt a little bit actually a lot of a tinge of that JRPG feeling, and I really, really like that kind of format. So yes, while he's looking, I'm babbling.
No, you're saying good stuff.
But you know what I mean? Like, I like the game mechanics where things stop so you can think. I'm kind of that way.
Yeah, because you want to plan out a strategy,
Yeah.
and this game allows you to plan out a strategy. And the character that it's not Avo, I don't think.
It's not Finn.
No, it's not Finn. So many: Robert, Rubella, Tristis, Oinesis.
There was actually a lot of characters, and some...
They're well defined, too.
Yeah, everyone had their own special ability, which I really enjoy when they use that in games. Because they don't do that as often anymore. Now, a lot of times, games have characters that you basically can build up to your own liking.
Yeah.
But this one is cool. I mean, a lot of games, I don't know. I'm just babbling, but yes.
There's a character that I'm still trying to figure out who it is. It's the character that follows you, and it's a little... like glowing sprite, essentially.
The orb.
The orb fairy type character that will interact with you and ask you questions throughout the game. These little... there's one incredibly heartbreaking moment when you're traveling in these caverns, and it in rhyme, the character asks, what does it mean to love? What does love mean? And it's Aurora responds with, when it hurts to say goodbye. Again, in rhyme, not how I did it.
Yeah.
They work on that shit.
But what's nice also about every single character that you end up meeting and along the way is that every character has a heart to them and a story and a reason why they decide to follow her. And you get engaged in every single character.
Yeah. You want them all in your party. You want them all to help you out. You want to use every character too, because they all have special abilities that all mean something. Like,
no one felt like a throwaway character at all. What did you think of the big boss fight? The ending.
Oh, the big one?
Yeah.
I got really worried because I'm like, I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
I'm gonna die. And I think that ended up being because I played so long trying to level up. I was almost to max.
Oh my gosh.
I did all right. I was fine. I'm sure under other circumstances when you just play the boss normally, it's really tough.
Yeah.
But I took out the two squid hands like right away.
That's usually my goal is when there's two defenses, you try to get rid of at least one, because especially if one's a healer and the other one's the aggressor, you have to get rid of the defensing one. But you usually try to get rid of them. But yes. Oh, Ignicholas.
Yes.
Ignicholas. Yeah.
Here's a picture. This won't work.
It won't work.
Didn't work. Did you see it?
He looks like a teardrop, and he's blue, and he follows you everywhere. Everyone knows who you're talking about.
If you don't, you should play it.
Yes, you should play it.
You should play it.
Well, what do you think of the visuals?
Oh my god, they're so beautiful. It's really, you get to see art. You get to see people really creating art in this game. So if you like a game like what's the Braid, that like that visual style, Bastion, like anything with a really unique visual style that someone worked on. It's like seeing a painting a lot of the time.
Yes, and seeing it being alive and moving around. They don't, obviously it's not the crazy graphics, CGI, or any of that stuff. It's just simple and it works. And it's obviously Ubisoft, so it's a lot similar to the motion of South Park, but they decided to utilize more artsy formats.
Right. So play your South Park, get all the gags, have all the fun there, and then this is a simplified, really, really grounded game.
Yeah. And do you have any negatives about this game? Too short?
I would say it could be longer, but they left me wanting more.
Yeah, they
did. The abilities that you can pick up that were super special abilities that you can use on one character, I didn't use one of them.
Really?
Because it was this pressure of, I don't know who to give it to. And then once that one character leaves your party, once the sister leaves, like, what if I gave them all to her?
Yeah.
Oh, these are a waste. So I didn't use the overall, it raises your hit points up a point, or it's the Stardusts, right?
Well, I thought it wouldn't be a problem for you, because I thought you maximized all your characters.
Right, but which ones do I give it to? Once you have it, it's gone, and there's only so many in the land.
Yeah. Fair enough.
So
but that's always a struggle. That's a small negative. I mean,
it's a small negative.
That's a gamer struggle.
It's a gamer struggle. What can I tell you?
It's like, who do we strengthen? Who do we keep weak?
And I didn't know. I wanted to give them all to Aurora, because did you ever not use Aurora in your team?
No. Well, there were some moments when I was struggling during a battle, and I would have to put her on the side. Yeah, there's certain moments like that. But I liked, I think Finn, the old gray man, he was awesome. And then also the first one that you end up fighting with, the Joker guy, the Jester.
Yeah, Rubella.
Rubella.
Or Tristan. It's one of the two. I think it's Rubella.
It was Rubella. Tristan was but the Rubella
Tristan
was my
is
favorite.
sad.
Yeah, who's like a Debbie Downer.
Mm-hmm.
And who was the one that wanted the mouse? The one that wanted...
Robert.
Robert. He's the one that wanted that chick to fall in love with him.
Sex-crazed Robert.
I was like, oh, hey-oh, he really wants something to happen real quick.
She's gonna marry me, I swear. She's gonna. I just gotta do this and this for all the Rat Kingdom.
And I thought to myself, if only a man would risk his life for me. But what'd you think of the ability when she suddenly started learning to fly? I felt like the world just opened when she started flying.
And it was smooth.
Mm-hmm.
It was so fun.
So
because
cool.
there were things I was trying to explore and do, and I go, I don't know how you get that.
Yeah.
This is lame. I don't know how you get that stuff.
Yeah.
And then you can fly.
Yeah.
Pretty early on. And it's how I picture flying. It's your body just propels forward and you move.
Yeah.
It's not like Superman with your fists out and
yeah,
you fly
no.
forward.
You can feel the free flow and just the release of her flying. It was amazing.
You have great control.
Yeah.
Whenever you go through somewhere where there's spikes or anything like that, you're getting hurt because you're getting hurt and you're being, you're not playing well. Like you're just playing too fast or something like that. Like you have all the control in the world.
Yeah.
And it's on you. I thought it was great.
Yeah, I thought so too. Well, anything else to talk about in terms
Any
of
negatives for you?
My negatives.
Yeah.
I think it was too short. A little bit too short. I feel like the boss fight wasn't as hard as the one before when she's in the castle fighting that dragon.
Yeah.
I think that was her other sister, right?
I think so, yeah.
I think that one was the hardest one. Usually it accumulates to that point. And I think like they could have like worked more with her being an adult a little bit longer. But that's me being nitpicky. I think as is, the game is perfect. But if I could have more, is basically what I'm saying. I would have definitely had more. So hoping to see a Child of Light Part 2.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have to be Aurora. It could be like her daughter or her from a different perspective, like her father's perspective, even though he's kind of gone. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was a solid game, and no matter how many people were saying it was a good game, I didn't really quite believe it or digest it until I actually played the game.
Yeah, you gotta play it to find out, to really know. It's that, like, you gotta do it for yourself. You gotta go. You gotta go. It
is an experience. So that being said, thanks, Scott, for stopping by after our wrestling talk.
Thank you.
Talking Child of Light. But, Scott, please come back and talk more game stuff with me, because it's lonely when I talk to the screen by myself.
Anytime.
Yeah. So, Scott, where can people find you?
They can find me on Twitter at Curtain Jerks. I have a comedy wrestling podcast, but if you're listening to this, probably not your deal necessarily. So I would sooner say I also do a video game podcast, which someone soon is going to be guesting on, 16 Bits Podcast.
We love it.
It's available on SoundCloud and iTunes, so check that out.
Yeah, and then you can follow me at KAORIOUS, Twitter, Instagram. Rate, comment, subscribe. What video games do you want me to review and him to review? What games are you playing? What games do you recommend? And all that good stuff. And thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.